that's layer mask explanation. And when you're done with that, what you have to remember to do, so you have to remember to flatten your image so that these layers go away. You have one layer. Now I don't have. I suggest this is not my normal Photoshop. You can get rid of this dark band in there. The tool calls it Radiant Exterminator by Russ Cronin. It's a great trick to get rid of radiance. It's a Photoshop plugin. You just point it at your image and it just takes the radiance out of it. And I was going to do that. So let's do a final. We're coming down to the final level here. I can see this needs a little bit of background. Pretty background, just not a little bit. Image. We'll rotate that canvas and try to imagine on it, crop it. I want this little faint galaxy in there. This guy. So I'm going to try to put this image. I'm going to try to rotate that 90 degrees clockwise. Now that gives us something I can crop. Start right there. Yeah. Alright, so let's crop there. I'm always compose a shot and spend all this time on it. And the final sheet is, this is where the aesthetics come in, but don't overdo it, but you know, you're trying the saturation out, just think a little more color. You don't want to go like this, start looking like a cartoon.
Yeah, do it.
Yeah. I've been starting to create another layer underneath, doing the hue and saturation, and then using the math for just colors in certain areas.
Oh, just little areas. Ooh, we should see that. Are you going to give the next one?
I just started learning how to do this as Jeff's life lecture. I just started expanding on it.
So that's kind of close to where. Now I was going to take another example of the sombrero. You can take this a lot further. We really shouldn't maybe do this. It's probably a little more involved. But there was an image of the sombrero that it's a really tough outfit. It's tough because it's low in the south and it's very small. And so there are very few nights where, you've got an image of it, long focal length and the scene usually won't support it. And it's got this really bright core. And it makes it very, very hard to process. But I got one of it last winter. And the problems were multitude. This is one of the toughest images I've ever processed. Even though I don't think it's the best because it's got some star problems. But the core of the galaxy is totally blown out. These dust lanes needed serious sharpening. My mirror locks weren't working, so all the stars were distorted. And so I ended up processing this image as 4 separate layers. So I did 4, just like I showed you. We processed one version to get the stars, and we did one version to get the dust lanes. Well, in this one, I had to do one for the background, and one for the stars, and one for the dust lanes, and one that didn't blow out the core. And I did layer masks for each one, aiming at the different areas so that one wouldn't get destroyed over the other. And that's what it takes to get, you've heard about the tricks of doing M42 images where you really have to do layer masking to get the core. core and the outside, or you just can't make it all work. And this one was kind of the same deal. So I had these 4 layers, and we were going to do that as a layer management tutorial, but I think you got the idea of how that's done.
Is the layer tool in the sheet version Photoshop?
Like the,
Photoshop elements.
I don't know. Is it?
Photoshop element will do some of the stuff, but I just found out it doesn't have enough memory for a lot of stuff and start stacking pictures.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I honestly don't know how much of this is in Element. So, what do you guys feel like? I mean, it's pretty close. And we can do more than that, we can do nothing, we can just mess around, and if you've got questions. Oh, I could, oh no, I can't. I was going to show you Registar. I also suggest that you get that. Jeff couldn't say enough about Registar last time. It's the program that registers 2 images by just looking at them, figuring out where the stars are, and then warping one to match the other. And that's how I made that movie in one. It was imaged over 2 years, and with the different scopes, the different focal length, different parts of the sky, I just could never match them up right until I just Registar. And Registar took care of that problem right away. So it's, if you want, you need doing the registering.
Do you know how much that runs?
$200.
How much?
$249, I think.
How much?
$249. Yeah. So,
Have you had any trouble with Windows Vista with this stuff?
I have never used Windows Vista.
The trouble is, I mean, we've got
So
a
it's
little
a
bit of
computer.
computers.
So I must do my very best to not mess with Windows. I hear so much about that. You really don't have that, right?
Not for, no, I'm still in the Photoshop and everything.
Right. I've heard, what is it? Some of the ASCOMs, people are having terrible trouble with this stuff.
But I think they finally got Canon drivers.
You can't do it
I
now.
think the drivers work. So that Max DSLR will work. The program ran day 1 of Vista, but the Canon drivers.
With the Canon drive, so you could talk to people.
Right, you got to part way doing it on that. Oh, show my fun little picture.
Oh, you have to do that first.
Yeah,
And
that's
got
okay.
sidetracked.
Right. We could very sidetracked.
Yeah, no, I set this computer up not to update because I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Is it this one? Or this one?
The Stars at Sea. I'll explain. Yeah, I'll explain what this is. But you'll have to zoom on one of the stars. This appeared in www.navy.mil. I check it every day because they really have cool photographs. And of course, it's a carrier at sea. They're looking out over the, there's an aircraft on the deck. But zoom in on one of the stars. You think we have trouble tracking? And of course, they weren't concerned with tracking at all. Just
How was doing this thing? Look at my program.
oh, you did it in.
This must be the.
What did you look at? Preview.
There we go. That's that.
Yeah. Notice what a ship motion really looks like, because you're going up and down and back and forth in this complicated movement. So the stars really look peculiar. I don't know how many people would have noticed that, but we always look at the stars first.
They're high magnification too.
Yeah.
And high